All right. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. We are here for the October 27th, 2025 Vestavia Hills School Board meeting. I want to start off by saying, go Rebels. Big community effort Friday night. It was awesome to see everybody out and just really, really cool. People at work talking about it around the water cooler this morning, and it was just a lot of fun and a lot more games to play. But anyway, great community event. We have community events going on for Halloween and everything else. It's just, it was awesome. So anyway, without further ado, let's go to the approval of the agenda. I hear a recommendation to approve the agenda.
So moved.
All right, do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, now I can hear a motion to approve the minutes. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
All right,
Second.
all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Item 4, board members, is our financial statement. Courtney, take it away.
Good afternoon, board members. I provided the financial statements and check register for the period ending September 30, 2025 for your review. As of September 30, we have collected 105.9% of our budgeted ad valorem tax revenues compared to 114.7% at this time last year. During September, we earned $96,397 in interest income from our investment in the Treasury sweep account. And our general fund ending fund balance for FY25 is about $16.1 million, which represents approximately 1.76 months of reserves. While this is slightly below our projected $17 million year-end balance, the variance is primarily due to unexpected expenditures related to maintenance, contract services, and the required pass-through for our child nutrition program to comply with their 1-month fund balance requirement. All bank accounts have been reconciled as of September 30, 2025, and the monthly financial reports have been submitted to the Alabama State Department of Education. Our monthly financial statements and check registers are available for public viewing on the district's website.
Courtney, would you mind walking through that pass-through just a little bit more detail on what that means?
Yeah, so the Child Nutrition Fund is an operating fund outside of the general fund. It accounts for all of our lunchroom revenues and food expenditures. So we, the general fund, have to have a 1-month fund balance to comply with State Department guidelines. The CNP program has to have that same 1 month of fund balance. So at year end, if they do not have a 1 month of fund balance, which means that you have to have, you take their total expenditures divided by 12. In this instance, it was approximately $415,000 is what they had to have in fund balance at year end. So they were a little short of that from operations. So the general fund has to pass that over to them in order for them to maintain their one month fund balance.
So thinking ahead, what are the things we have to be considerate of when you have to take a large amount of general fund and pass it through to make sure that reserve stays?
Well, we need to take a look at the CNP operations. You know, we have had rising food costs. We haven't had a lunch price increase in many years. The USDA reimbursements are a lot less than they were in previous years. During the COVID years, they were quite a bit more than they are now. They've leveled off to pre-COVID amounts for now. So we just may need to take a look at it and look at our operations a little more closely.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right.
Board members, I recommend approval of financial statement for September 2025.
Board members, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the September 29, recommendation to approve the financial statement for September 2025. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Board members, I recommend approval of consent items, which include the disposal of property, and that's workbooks and textbooks and various and sundry furniture, field trips out of state, in-state overnight, and out-of-state overnight.
Board members, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the consent items for the disposal of property and field trips. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Under business, item 8, recommend the board approve updates to the job description for Director of Technology.
Board members, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the Director of Technology job description. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Board members, I'll comment on that in a second.
Okay.
The job description changes are reflective of requirements that were set forth in the 2024 legislative session as it relates to qualifications. So the main adjustments you see there is qualification for the position and puts us in compliance with the law.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Item B, I recommend the board approve the license agreement with Dixie Screen Print Incorporated.
Board members, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the license agreement with Dixie Screen Print, Inc. All in favor? Oh, excuse me, do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Which, you got anything?
That's number 22.
Number 22. Great job. And just real quick, if you could explain, when you say 22, explain where we were at 0.
That's right. So these are 22 businesses, almost all of which are local here in Vestavia Hills or the surrounding area, who have voluntarily partnered with the school system to help promote our brand. They produce materials for the use of the schools, for the use of our teams, clubs, PTOs, organizations that reflect the branding of the school system. And they also have the ability to sell anything that they want with our brand to the general public. We have brand guidelines that they follow, and in consideration of that, anything that they sell to the general public, they will return a portion of that to the school system as well. So the benefit for us is we have some really great local partners who value our brand as much as we do. They help protect it, they help to promote it, they help to get more exposure for it in the community. It also helps to keep tax dollars local by shopping local with businesses that are here in town. And it helps to provide just some assurance to the school system that our school system is being reflected positively, that our mission, our values are being reflected positively out in the community with the things that people produce that have our brand on it. I will also add, there are a number of other school districts in the state that have moved to this model or are in the process of moving to this model as well. This is something that's done very commonplace on the collegiate level. Basically, any college or university will apply these same sort of standards, and a lot of larger school districts or competitive school districts that have national exposure like we do are also moving to a brand protection model like this.
Well, I just want to say thank you to you and Dr. Freeman for being the thought leaders on this, because we have our brands and our trademarks are, in place way ahead of these other folks that are trying to put it in place. And in turn, we're able to protect it and get royalties off of it. And it's just, you ought to be commended and keep up the great work. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Board members, under personnel, these are items I recommend that you approve as submitted.
Board members, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the personnel items as submitted. Do I hear a motion? Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right. We've got one administrative report tonight, and I want to welcome Dr. Jason Bostic, who you just approved as our new Director of Technology. Welcome aboard, Jason. Actually, you've been with us a little while. Would you share with board members what you've been doing in Vestavia Hills up until this very moment?
Oh, yes. So, I was an assistant principal at Heights for 8 years, and then went over to Pizzitz, the assistant principal there for 3 years. And then my last year at Pizzitz, I was transitioning from assistant principal to central office, and I was director of assessments and accountability. And then last year was able to come over full-time as director of assessments accountability, overseeing federal programs and just some other miscellaneous items as well. And so now I have this wonderful opportunity to move over as director of technology, and I'm looking forward to seeing the new things that we'll be able to do as we move forward as well.
Yeah, we'll be bringing to you sometime in the second semester just the vision Jason's got for technology. Look forward to sharing a lot more with you about that. For now, he's going to be doing some dual duties, which include some assessment accountability work. So with that in mind, we are presenting tonight just some information to you on the high school's academic data from last year, really aligned with our goal of student experience. So Jason, thank you. Take it away.
Yes, sir. I know Dr. Navin couldn't be here tonight, and I know she would like to present this as well. So I'm just going to highlight some of the things that she had prepared for you here. So first that we see here, our values and vision for our high school. And we look at our values that we put together with our strategic plan this past spring and into the summer. And so you can see our 4 core values of excellence, character, community, and safety. And with that, it goes into how the high school defines excellence as a mindset of continuous growth, emphasizing perseverance over perfection, and a balance of ambition and well-being. Pursuing excellence includes demonstrating integrity, learning from setbacks, and determining success not by personal gain, but by one's ability to contribute positively to the greater good. And they do that through growth, perseverance, and integrity. When we look at student experience and the pursuit of excellence, the goal, one of the goals for our system is creating a student-centered environment where excellence, curiosity, and resilience drive both academic achievement and personal growth. And we look at that with our pictures of success, looking at a robust system of academic and behavioral support, as well as development of knowledge and skills. And again, all of this is done not just necessarily at the high school, but through the career, schooling career of a child from kindergarten all the way up through high school. When we look at our academic performance and we focus on high school, we look at some areas here. We look at our AP exams, AP courses that students take at the high school level, ACT, which a lot of our students take. And as 11th graders, ACT is a state test that the state provides for all 11th graders to take. And we do have students that take it before that or even afterwards as well. We have a PSAT, NMSQT, which is a test that we give to our sophomores and juniors, which we're giving tomorrow. And for our juniors, it's looking at national merit and for our national merit finalists. And then we have our college career readiness or CCR credits that are part of the academic performance. When you look at this particular slide here, breaking down into AP, advanced placement, a lot of our students are working at college level work, and students that take AP courses also go on to take AP exams. And on that exam, they're trying to earn that college credit. And so a student can earn a 1 to 5 on the AP exam that they take based on the course that they're taking. And they wanted to be able to score a 3 or higher to get either a qualifying score and also earn that college credit if they depending on what their score is. High participation and strong proficiency rates demonstrate academic rigor and college career readiness across all content areas. And so when we look at this graph up there that you see, that is a breakdown of the most common courses that our students are taking with AP courses. Now, there are 34 tested subjects we offer 25 courses this past year, 24-25 school year. This school year, we offer 26 courses for the current school year. Now, some of those tests that students take, they may take an independent AP class that may not be offered as a course to take, but they might go ahead and take that, and then they go and take the AP exam to see how they perform as well. So you can see just the breakdown of that and the number of courses that we offer. Then we break it down to, for the 24-25 school year, we can look back at, the past years, back to 2021, the number of AP students, total number of students that were taking an AP test. And so this past school year, we had 669 students take an AP test. We gave 1,551 tests. So some of our students are taking multiple AP exams, and which can stretch for several weeks to get all those through. And I think, Ms. Gentle, you had asked me a question earlier about the percent of students that taking AP exams.
Right, like once someone gets to 12th grade, what percentage of students have taken at least one class?
So if we look at last year's 669 students that took one exam, it was about 41% out of about roughly 1,600 students.
Okay.
And so then you can see the breakdown of the AP students who scored a 3 or higher, and the percent of total AP students with the scores of 3 or plus. So then we move into the ACT, American College Testing. And like I said, this test is a state test for our 11th grade students. We want them all to take this test because one, the state pays for that. And two, it's good to prepare and an opportunity to take it. So students this past school year, 24-25 school year, we had an average mean score of 23.9 on the ACT. And so when we look at school year 24-25, the greatest score frequency equals the composite score for the 24-25 school year. And then you can see on this slide here, just kind of a breakdown of the composite score from the previous school years. And this past year, 24-25 school year, we had 543 juniors take the ACT writing. And so that gave us a 23.9 composite score overall average. That's the other thing with ACT is that, when we take it as a state test, the writing component is required portion of ACT. I know a lot of our students take ACT outside of the high school and they don't have to take writing, but it is a requirement for our juniors because it is a part of our state report card for our school as well. So we want to make sure that we have all of our students take that portion.
I just make a note on that, of the trajectory of the last few years, we just have continued to increase those scores overall.
Yes, sir.
If you look across the board, and that's a really nice job by our students and our staff getting ready for it.
In fact, over the past 5 years previous, we've had the highest number of students taking this in one grade level. All right, the PSAT is the preliminary scholastic aptitude test, which is combined as the National Merit Scholarship qualifying test. And this is to practice for the SAT, and it's a qualifier for the National Merit Scholarship Program. Now, Alabama does, you hear ACT in this state. There are other states that focus on SAT. Sorry, I almost said ACT again. SAT. So, but as this state, most of our students take the ACT. And so there is a formula that's used to help determine, how many students may be finalists for a National Merit Scholarship. And so the class of 2025, we had 23, and it's predicted for this next class of 2026, 24 National Merits that we should hopefully see from there.
Yeah, well, and just to add to that, 3 of the last 4 years, our students have led the state as the highest numbers in a high school in Alabama. I think that's just outstanding. And this year, I think you point out 10% of the whole state National Merit finalists are coming from our high schools. That's really good.
How do you predict it? What's the prediction?
That one is that was true, that was a junior class, so yeah, that number is exactly right. So the next step for them will be if they move from semifinals to finalists. Yep.
And then last, we have a college and career readiness. And in Alabama, an earning indicator for CCR is a graduation requirement beginning with this year's graduating class. And so this ensures that each graduate demonstrates readiness for college, career, and military pathways. And there's several different options that they can earn this through their career technical education credentials or pathway completion, college credit in high school, military enlistment, computer science courses, AP score of three or plus or higher, ACT benchmark score, and then ACT work keys qualifying score. And this just kind of gives you an overview of overall CCR attainment. Last year, the class of 2024 had a 93.82%. This past school year, our class of 2025 had a 95.83% attainment. And then you can just kind of see the breakdown, how students earned it through ACT, their AP score, ACT work keys, their college credit, career tech, and then CTE computer science pathway. And then just goes another depth, going back to the goal, other indicators of success besides just assessments. Yes, we do have the assessments we want to look at, but what are some other ways that we can look at the success of our students? And those other indicators are seal by literacy, arts achievement seal, credential pathway trends, 91% of our students actively participating in student selected, and often student developed clubs, organizations. Then we have active academic teams, events, opportunities spanning a wide range of interests and aptitudes, such as our poetry out loud, robotics, youth legislation, and so on. So when we look at the instructional model for the high school here, that kind of this broad overview of putting it all together, we go back to that goal of student-centered environment, excellence, curiosity, resilience, academic achievement, personal growth. We're prioritizing engagement. What are the interests of our students, the purpose of what they're doing? Inspiring ownership, getting student voice, bringing in that agency, listening to what our students are wanting to see and do, and encouraging pursuit, process over product, making sure they understand the process of how to do things to carry them on after their high school career. That's all.
I want to point out the overall information with this academic data is important because it's important for a lot of reasons. We want our students to be successful, but as an indicator, we get a report card each year, usually comes out around December. And all of these indicators are part of that conversation, and because the school has continued to improve in its proficiencies and scores that are making, I anticipate that to be good. We're typically in the top 2 in the state on these indicators. I expect nonetheless probably this year. Really outstanding work by our students and our really outstanding staff. The other thing I would say, just as a corollary to what you talked about earlier about the game Friday night, from the start of the day when they did their pep rally to the end of the day, it was a recognition. National merits were recognized at the pep rally. You've got multiple student groups that are doing performances in pep rallies, and then you go to the evening and you see the team play great. You've got cheerleaders who are competing and probably will compete for a state title in a couple of weeks. And, we got an incredible band in the performance they gave around Wicked the other night. There are students all over the place that are part of the broadcasting team. All of that people see on TV is completely done by our students. And then we've got this great student body. And I say that to say that all the academic pieces are important, but the overall experience Jason talked about is really special. Friday was vintage Vestavia to me, so something to really be proud of. So, questions for Jason?
Well, if I can't answer, I thought you were having it too.
No, I would just like to second. It's I love what you slide previous said, pursuit of excellence. And it's in academics, it's in extracurricular, it's in band, it's in robotics, it's in athletics. And it's just, it's a privilege to be part of this community where, it's not just one facet, it's the whole gamut. And we just appreciate the work, the teachers, the students, the parents that goes with it. And it's just the all-in attitude. And what I like most about Friday night was a lot of communities, you move on, right? It's okay, we graduate high school and then you leave, go to big cities and all that stuff. Friday night I saw people I hadn't seen in 10, 15 years. Just everybody wants to come back, be a part of it and still. And anyway, that's a credit to everyone. It really is.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it.
All right, so last on the agenda tonight is, like every night, is public comment. Just advise the individual desiring to speak shall stand and give his or her name and their address. The presentation should be as brief as possible, and no event shall such address exceed 3 minutes. The speaker may make statements about their particular concern with school operations and programs or praise, like I've done today, but again, we ask that be limited to 3 minutes. In public sessions, however, the board will not hear personnel complaints against particular school personnel or against any person connected with the school system. Other means are provided whereby the board may consider and dispose of legitimate complaints involving individuals and employees within the school system. Further, the board does not typically respond to comments during public participation. There was a sign-in sheet at the beginning, and so Ms. Kimberly Cook, who's heard that spill many times before, but if anyone else is here to speak besides Ms. Cook, is anyone here? All right, without further ado, Ms. Cook has the floor.
So I told Jay I'm not here to cause trouble, so I don't have to worry about that. I just wanted to let you know that this is my last meeting as the liaison to the school system because our council has met, and I asked to move to a different position, which will be the library board. But I wanted to let you know that it has been my honor to serve as the liaison to this fine group. Could not be prouder of the results that we saw on board, the experience that our kids are getting, and that is in great part due to our school board and to the people that you hire to lead our school system. Our teachers, the benefits that you provide for our teachers so that we get the very best. So I just wanted to say that Allie Pilcher will be the new liaison, and I know that she's already greatly involved in our PTO and very connected. She's also younger and has kids still in the school system. Mine have all graduated from Vestavia, so I know she's going to do a tremendous job. And I've already met with her and unloaded everything that I know, all the secrets, the deep dark secrets, right? But Allie's going to do a great job, and I'm excited to see her step into this role with new energy. And I'm just old and tired, so I'm ready to do something new too. I'm excited about the new library and the park that we're looking to build, and so that will be something that I can dig into. So I just wanted to thank you for your service. Thanks to our teachers, our principals, all of our school leaders. I just really appreciate what you do for our city, for our students, for our families. So thank you for that.
Thanks, Kimberly.
Kimberly, thank you. We all went through the application process and professionalism, the diligence to bring us all together. And it's just the team, the council, worked through and ultimately nominated the previous board members I worked with, and now the board members I currently work with. That's a credit to your hard work. And
That's the whole council.
And it's the whole council, but you were behind the scenes doing the interviews and everything else. We all know that, and we really appreciate it. And it wasn't just us; it was with everyone. And the coffee meetings and everything else, letting everyone's voice be heard, are we're grateful and our community's grateful, and thank you very much. Thank you.
Absolutely agree. This body is very important to me because it's who I serve, and we've had 8, I think, rotations of this since I've been here, and every year it's a home run. It's just a stellar group of people that make up a board who really cares about our schools and gives me good direction. So that doesn't just happen by chance. So yeah, I really appreciate that.
All right, this will conclude our meeting. We have basketball starting off this week and some other matters to continue. So anyway, just keep up the great school spirit, great work, and let's finish this semester strong. We're adjourned.